I'm Kathleen Knight. I'm a research ecologist with the U.S. Forest Service Northern Research Station, and you're joining me today in one of our 3 greenhouses here at the Delaware lab. This is the greenhouse where we have Jennifer Cook's ash trees that I've been collaborating with her to examine for resistance to emerald ash borer, an invasive pest that's been killing millions of ash trees in the United States. So we have 5 different species of ash trees in the state of Ohio. You've got white ash, which lives in upland forest ecosystems, usually mixed in with other species like beech, sugar maple. You've got black ash, which is a swamp species, really cool species of ash, and it occurs in Ohio and then much further north as well, up into northern Minnesota. We're really at the southern edge of its range. Pumpkin ash is another swamp species, but it's a more southern species, so we're kind of at the northern end of the pumpkin ash range. And then you have green ash, which exists in riparian areas, so along river corridors throughout Ohio you'll have green ash in very high densities. And then finally this really funky ash species, blue ash. There's actually a town in Cincinnati named Blue Ash. It's very abundant as you get down in that southeast part of the state. And it's a really neat species that likes calcium-rich soils, often grows alongside limestone cliffs throughout the state. So I get to travel around to all different types of ash ecosystems, looking at the effects of emerald ash borer in all of these different types of ecosystems and on all of these different species of ash. So my days really vary. There is no typical day. Sometimes I'm out in a black ash swamp, knee-deep in mud, surrounded by mosquitoes. I love being outside, so I love that kind of thing. I'd be with a clipboard, collecting data on the ash trees and the plants in the area, maybe taking some samples. Other days, I'm in the greenhouse. Maybe I'm doing delicate work, grafting buds onto trees. It really varies. Other days, I'm geeking out in front of a computer, analyzing massive data sets and making graphs, and I love that kind of work too. I like to be able to really use the data to understand what's going on biologically in these forests and actually make new discoveries and that will help with management of forests in the face of invasive pests. So when I came into this position back in 2005, emerald ash borer had recently been discovered and was spreading rapidly and thought to be a huge emerging problem for forests, which it did indeed turn out to be. So the challenge for me was to understand what the effects of emerald ash borer would be on forest ecosystems across Ohio. I embarked on that work, got to see a lot of different forests across Ohio, quantified the effects of emerald ash borer on those forests, both in terms of how quickly it kills the ash trees and then what the cascade of effects is in a forest once the ash trees have died. Through that work, we found a few ash trees that seemed to have survived emerald ash borer. Very surprisingly, we'd spent the day looking at a bunch of dead ash trees, quantifying, one after the other that had died, and then on the way back to the car, we found a few ash trees that looked pretty healthy, and we were shocked. So that started us down this road of trying to understand native ash resistance to emerald ash borer. And I began working with Jennifer Cook at that time to try to understand what was going on. The most enjoyable part of my work, I love the people I work with. I work with a lot of great scientists, great students at universities. I enjoy as well working with students at Dempsey Elementary School who have been collaborating with us, studying the surviving lingering ash population at Dempsey School Forest. So we've been working with those kids, and that's been really a terrific partnership, and just fun to see kids in the woods doing real science and enjoying it and getting that experience.